Hello! We're live! Ooh, gotta stay vertical, looks like. Hope you can see all right on your phone. It says the orientation is locked, so this is how we're gonna be. I'm doing my Types on Tuesday live for the second week in a row, and part of that is because I've had a few different deadlines I've been trying to meet elsewhere as well, so I haven't been able to put together a nice video for Types on Tuesday, but I have lots of ideas and I will hopefully be able to get those up and running. And my update to start is that I will be doing, after the month of April, I will be taking a break for the month of May because of the wedding and the honeymoon. So I'll come back in June, and I'm going to be doing them bi-weekly, so every other Tuesday. That way I feel like I can be sure to be putting out content that I'm happy with and that I don't private after the matter, and I'll be able to better prepare for the product, which is the video. So I hope you guys understand, and I think that the quality will go up even if the quantity goes down. So, hi Trevor. The wedding is close. Thank you so much. It's in May. I've got my handy dandy planner here. So, I'm excited. A lot of things to do, but it's fun. Sometimes it's tricky managing all the details with all the differing opinions, but all in all, I think it's gonna be great. And so May, okay, I'm looking at the planner here. Tax day was yesterday. Did you guys file your taxes? Some nice grown-up talk. So next Tuesday, so we have 2 more Tuesdays until I'm taking a break for the month of May. And then I'll be back in June every other week. And I hope you guys understand. I'm sure you will. Very nice subscriber, human being, people. But hopefully for one of them, I'm wanting to do a 16 personality types video again, because I have a lot of fun with those. And then the other one, I'll be interviewing an INTP friend who I work with. So he's a coworker and an INTP that you have not met. So that's what is to come, and whether that's these next 2 Tuesdays or in June, that will be coming soon to a YouTube channel near you. Literally, the one that you're on. And, yeah. So, gotta love FE and other opinions. What's a tax? I was never taught that in school, just triangle equation. Taxes. We should be taught them in school. We should be taught a lot of things in school that we're not taught, and then not taught the other stuff. It's funny, I remember learning all of the different drugs and the different symptoms, illegal drugs, and I knew all these things, like all the different street names and all the things you had to memorize. My mom was so mad. She's like, why do you have to know all this? If I want to buy some Mary Jane, Mom, need to know what to call it and how much it'll cost. Like, we learned very specific things about those drugs. It was interesting. So, yes, that is the plan, Stan. I like, having a plan and getting everyone on board. So, that's the plan. And I do have a question for all of you if you made it this far in the video with all the logistics. My question is, for those of you watching live and those of you watching later, what is your Myers-Briggs type? What is your Enneagram type, and where are you from? If you don't want to answer one of those, that's fine, but I'm just curious to see kind of who's watching. I am an INFJ, type 4, wing 3, and yeah, I'm from Iowa, the Midwest. So, David says, I know a couple INTPs, they love to point out how sensitive we are. Yeah, this INTP doesn't know. I feel like he doesn't know that I'm sensitive and I try and play it cool. But I do know an INTP who called me sensitive many a times. INFP 5 wing 4 from Scotland. Cool, Scott. Jamelia, thank you. I haven't seen that name before on, oh, what advice? I hope that I don't know if I hope that I'm able to give it. A 6-year-old daughter, I don't have one of those, but I'm still interested in your story. So, yep, I came here. How to clean her tummy button. I thought it was going to be some, like, really tricky situation. But, I mean, you mean her belly button? She's got, like, some lint in there? Don't you just, like, pick it out and then when you bathe her, scrub? Or she bathes herself. She's 6. Can she shower? So she just needs to scrub it up. I can't believe I'm giving you this advice. INTJ 4 wing 5 Wisconsin. Cool. My brother's in Wisconsin. INFJ, not sure about Enneagram, tested 7, was stressed at the time, so probably could be 4, I don't know. 7s, I love 7s. Alright, this is fun. Keep them coming. People in post too, it's really interesting to see. So thanks everyone for hanging out. I know that I don't have much to say right now besides the news. And yeah, the wedding's coming up. And it's funny because it's a very... I like living an unconventional life as a 4. But getting married, we're getting married, and it's very more conventional, in a conventional way, I feel like. And to live the married life, it feels funny. Like, some of my friends have said, I can't picture you married, like, as a wife. And I kind of understand what they mean, but also, I'm gonna be an unconventional wife. Type 4 wife. No, I'm just kidding. I feel like we associate being free with being single, and being free I correlate a lot of times with being happy. The times that I felt happiest in life, I felt truly free from all of my stressors, external and internal. And a lot of times it's when I'm traveling by myself with no limitations, nothing holding me back. But being with someone doesn't mean that you can't be free. You can be free together, especially in a secure relationship. You can both feed the relationship but also feed yourself and be able to go frolic freely and also frolic together freely. To be free with a person is a different kind of free, and it's a special kind of free. But a lot of times getting married, you see like those shirts with the ball and chain, and it's like you're almost like you're being trapped. But I don't see it like that. I think you can make both worlds, the conventional and the unconventional, meet. And it's about finding that balance. Because it is a tricky thing to live with a different human and to live a whole life with accommodating with one person, let alone all the other people who you're connected with, but especially the main person. So although it can be difficult, I think it's also very satisfying and one of the most beautiful things, having a love that lasts forever and feeding it and choosing to love. And I might make a video on conflict management. I'd like to make one with Franco because I feel like we've learned a lot about different relationship stuff, but we're still young. Our relationship is still a toddler. It's gonna be 3 when we get married, so 3 years old. And when you think of it like that, it's got a long way to grow. I can't wait for it to be a middle-aged. I'll wait though. That's one part of the being free. Instead of thinking, light years ahead, I should just be here. And I try to be present. So it's just, I can't help but think of the future. I'm reading comments. That's why I'm being quiet all of a sudden. And I is all about growth. And constantly looking forward. I feel like sometimes I want to slow that down a bit even but it's just innate, I feel. I'm constantly thinking of how to be better and what's next and all the things. But anyways, that's okay. Can you imagine a world with just one type of Myers-Briggs? Like a world with only INFJs, four-wing threes. They would kill each other. Like it would be, I don't know. I wonder what would be the most successful Myers-Briggs type in multiples. To just have one, why can't I phrase this? Which would be the most successful type to live with the same type in the world? If the world was only made up of, I'd say probably ISFJs. If it was all just ISFJs, I think it would be okay. It is, I mean, the majority is ESFJs, and I think ISFJs is close behind. I'd have to check my facts, but there are some types that just, I feel, we all need each other. That's the point. I think we all need each other. Okay. Oswald says, is it crazy that I'm always thinking about the future, yet when people ask me what I want to be or do in the future, I don't know how to answer or simply just don't have an answer? That's funny. I feel that. It's also tricky whenever you're asked questions on the spot to have the answer, because it's like, give me a minute, and then I'll have a proper answer. But I feel oftentimes when people ask questions, they want the short version and the quick version. And I personally would like to process and will still think about my answer after I answered it. So it's tricky to just come out with a really quick, solid answer that feels true. So I understand wanting to take your time. But also I think you're talking about just not sure what you want to do exactly. And I think that's okay too, to allow that sort of openness for the future. And that's something I've really struggled with, especially in high school. I kept asking my parents, I'm like, what should I be when I grow up? Like, there's so many things I don't know what to be. Which one? And it feels like, and I used to kind of believe that there was one path, and that if I did the wrong one, then it would be a problem. But there are so many, and that's just the fact that you can choose. It's kind of a lot for a human to choose. Like, anything, really? Anything. The world would die out easily. Too many fights, INFPs, no one taking charge. INTP, robotic systems of routine. INTJs, maybe. Yeah, I could see INFPs, it would be like hippie land, but I feel like a lot of starvation maybe would happen, sadly enough. You can be free together. Beautiful. Thanks. Amen. Amen? Am I saying that right? Scott, if it was all ISTJs, the world would be efficient. AF. Yes, it would. Yeah, it'd be like a lot of production of what, I wonder. I'm just picturing machines. Yeah, if the world is all ISFJs, would there be room for freedom? But if the world is all ISFJs and it's made for ISFJs, would they need that freedom? Or would they thrive? I'm mostly thinking of the humans who would be existing in this world and their survival and happiness. So I feel like ISFJs would be happy around other ISFJs. I think certain types might grind each other's gears. Like, for example, 4s, there's only room for 1 4. If there's a bunch of Enneagram 4s around, and I don't know. It's an interesting thought. So I'm gonna wrap it up soon here, but for those of you who are just catching the end of it, I have 2 more types on Tuesdays before I'm taking a month of a break for wedding shenanigans. And then June I will be posting bi-weekly, so every other Tuesday. And yeah, if you have any thoughts of certain video ideas that you have or topics that interest you, I'd love to hear your suggestions and recommendations. Also, there have been some of you who have reached out to me via email or whatever else, and I haven't been able to get back to everyone. And sometimes I'm kind of not the greatest at maintaining online relationships because I try to be present in the world I'm in while also helping and getting stuff done and all these things. So I'm trying to manage a lot of things right now. So basically that's my excuse, and I'm sorry, and I appreciate the comments and the messages and the sweetness. So, yep. Love you guys. Bye. Am I playing a song? Yeah, I'm gonna play a quick song. Types on Tuesdays will not always be live. The live almost feels like a cheat for me, because I have videos that I want to prepare ahead of time and really put my care into it. This feels somewhat lazy and unpredictable and uncomfortable a little bit. I do like talking live action, but to keep it up after the matter, it feels vulnerable and like, yeah, I can't edit it, which is fine. But I didn't come with too much prepared. Usually I like to have something. So I will have some types on Tuesdays live though. And maybe I'll try and do a better job at notifying so that you know what time I'm coming on live. Anyhow. Ta-da! It's super out of tune. In my dream there was a fire. You grabbed the things that you desired. I told you not to, but you did it, and you made it out alive. So what's the problem? We both survive. There's a hole starting in my jean. This is like the last jeans I have without holes. In my mind, you are a tiger. fire in your heart that you're willing to start, but how much is for me, and how much is for you, and how much of what's true is really true. 1, 2, 3, 4. Check your ego at the door. Find me lovesick. Maybe I've been here before, but how much is for me, and how much is for you? How much of what's true is really true? Oh. In this life, we're dealt a card. Could I trade mine for that perfect queen of hearts? I've had more than enough, though, dancing to the sound of your shuffle, completely apart. 1, 2, 3, 4. Check your ego at the door. Find me lovesick. Maybe I've been here before, but how much is for me, and how much is for you? How much of what's true is really, really true? You're a flamethrower. Why don't you show her? You're a flamethrower. Do you even know her? You're a flamethrower. Why don't you show her? How much is for me, and how much is to see? How much of all this is just a dream? The song is an original, and it's called In My Dream There Was a Fire by Molly Conrad. But I haven't played it in a while. I haven't played music in a little while. I need to play more. I need to practice more, because I always wait until I go out and then want it to be more organic, but I also want it to be good. So, alright, well, bye guys. Thanks for hanging out on this Types on Tuesday. See you next week. Bye. I'm trying to end it, but it's hard because my hand's over here with the monkey. Bye. Is this the best ending of the video or the worst? Alright, comment your type and where you're from, and if you have any suggestions of videos that felt like an actual, like maybe animal was doing, you know, or a child was crawling on me. Very realistic.